Do you have an abundance of apples like me? We get some every summer from family and friends and gracious neighbors. So many that we're always trying new recipes and enjoying some of our family classics. I want to share 6 recipe ideas with you to inspire you to use and find creative ways to use up those apples. I'm not going to go into super depth on any measurements, but I will try to put the recipes in the description box below. This first apple recipe is a staple one that I grew up on as a kid. You can use fresh or frozen apples, and you can pack quite a few apples in when you use a large casserole dish, I will say. Start by cutting the apples into cute little cubes. Feel free to use apples with the skin on or off. Fill your casserole dish up 3/4 of the way full, leaving some room for the crumble topping. You can coat your cut up apples in a bit of lemon juice and season them with spices and some sugar. Our family favorites are nutmeg, cinnamon, cloves, and ginger. Then in a separate bowl for your crumble topping, you're going to put your oats. I love steel cut oats combined with some regular oats. You're gonna add some sugar. We use cane sugar and brown. That's typically what I use. I love adding things like chia seeds and a little bit of almond flour. Sometimes I've even mixed it up and put in maple syrup in this recipe. Toss it all up, melt your coconut oil and or butter, whichever you prefer. That's your topping. Scoop that onto your apples, cover it with foil, poke some holes, bake it at 350 till it's bubbly. Like you'll see the liquid and the apples at the bottom, they kind of bubble. And that usually takes mine about 45 minutes. I like to remove the foil once it's bubbling and just brown the top bit to make it perfect. Serve it up with whipped cream or ice cream. You have your perfect warm fall dessert. Apple rhubarb pie is basically the same thing as apple crumble, but it's in a pie shell and you use rhubarb as well. I was looking at apple pie recipes and then a neighbor told me, have you ever tried apple rhubarb pie? When I was talking to her, so I have a huge rhubarb plant and I was totally on board with trying this recipe and it was fantastic. I really liked how similar it was to my classic apple crumble recipe, so it made it very familiar and very easy to do. These were a huge hit with my family, and apple turnovers just make me think of A&W because, I don't know, that's where I grew up eating them at, so that's my reference. This recipe doesn't use very many apples, but they taste absolutely amazing, and we ate them all the same day pretty much. Cutting your apples up really small is the key in this recipe, and try not to overstuff your puff pastry. I always have too much filling, so I'm constantly overstuffing mine. You can choose to make smaller ones, but we made super huge ones. I mean, they were super good. This is a great recipe to get the kids involved in too. Mine loved brushing the egg mixture on top at the end. A really interesting, different apple recipe we tried were these zucchini apple fritters. I was going for something healthy.
What is it?
We got the zucchini, And now we're going to dry it because it's too wet. It's way too wet. I'm going to take this out. We take the zucchini and
how is this too wet?
We used grated zucchini and apples, an egg, flour, and some spices to make little patties. I would personally, in the future, add some sugar in as well. Ours were quite bland and needed a little more, I don't know, like spice or flavor. The baby really liked them though, so, I mean, it must have been good if he ate them all. A classic way to use up a ton of apples in our family is to make applesauce. So we add a little bit of water. These have lemon juice on them. A little bit of sugar. We love our ginger. Added some more ginger, grated ginger. Right, Linky? And the spices, tiny little bit of nutmeg, little bit of cloves, a pinch of salt, teaspoon or so of cinnamon, and the best pumpkin pie spice. Because you know, it's pumpkin pie season. And we'll just let this simmer, occasionally stirring, till it's the beautiful consistency. It's a great sweetener in recipes. We use it in all kinds of things like pancake and waffle mix. Add it in smoothies, add it in your cookies. You can omit the sugar and spices and keep it plain. We've done that and then froze it in ice cube trays to make small baby food servings. Are we all ready for canning? Sprinkle of cloves. So we've added a cup of packed brown sugar and 3/4 cup of white sugar. The sprinkle of cloves, it calls for a tablespoon of cinnamon. And I've already sprinkled some lemon juice on the apples. I think this is just gonna empty out. We'll have to fill that back up. And then a little sprinkle of nutmeg. 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And that's it. And then we're just gonna stir it together as best we can. I filled my slow cooker like really full. So we just want to coat the apples in the sugar mixture, and then this is going to cook overnight for 10 hours on low heat, and then we're going to blender it up. The recipes that I did read said that you didn't have to peel the apples for apple butter because you're slow cooking it for so long. But since we were in the zone and I thought I was going to be making more applesauce today, we ended up pretty much peeling all of the apples. So, oh well, it'll be really buttery smooth anyway. And then I'm also going to be adding in some orange zest and some grated ginger. Some of the recipes I read said to add zest of the lemon, but I didn't use lemon zest, I used lemon juice. So that's why I'm gonna just add, and I happen to have some orange zest on hand. And then I think this recipe would be really good with ginger. We're ginger people, so I feel like ginger is gonna be totally our jam. So I've added that in as well. In this slow cooker, I've just finished about 8 hours with these apples for the apple butter. It smells absolutely amazing. And we're going to immersion blender these. My favorite way to use apples is to make apple butter. This takes some canning knowledge, but as a new to canning world kind of person, this recipe was really easy and gave me a ton of confidence, so I would highly encourage you to try it. Thanks so much for watching. I'd love to hear in the comments below what your favorite recipes are using apples, so I can add even more to our repertoire and try new ideas with the abundance of apples that we get every season.